So talk a little bit, I know on this call we talk regularly about the importance of avoiding probate. And so let's assume that well, let me back up. Let's assume you don't know. So what does a living trust do or estate plan do that helps avoid probate? Let's start with, if you don't know that, how would you explain that to a prospect?
Yeah, good question. So a trust is essentially an entity that you're creating. The entity, so I'm going to use myself as an example. Myself as an individual, when I create a living trust, that is an entity, the Mazabel Living Trust, and I am the trustee. So I am now creating, think of it as like a contract, a legal document that now helps outline what assets I own, how do I want those assets to be distributed. One of the biggest benefits of a revocable living trust is that it totally avoids probate. For some of you, if you're not familiar with probate, it is literally the legal proceeding where a judge is now going to look at the assets, how they were titled, and if there were no beneficiaries, how they should be distributed.
Can I explain that one? I have a friend, Tommy in English, who has a phrase. I actually rephrased it. Probate is like going to the DMV and filing after you're dead and filing a lawsuit against yourself, and the crumbs, the leftovers, go to your estate and to your family.
Yeah.
The court's really the same as the DMV. The same people run the same organization.
That's a great analogy.
Suing yourself because somebody has to file with the court, people can oppose it, and after everybody else gets paid, the court, the attorneys, the fees, the publications, and all that, debtors, creditors, taxes, whatever's left over at the end, you get a piece of that.
Totally. Yeah. So with the revocable living trust, it's created while you're alive. It can be changed or revoked. And then again, as I mentioned, you're able to fully avoid probate. So you're making your decisions ahead of time so that you don't have a judge that's literally sitting there making the decisions. And two things. Again, California, it's closer to about 12 to 14 months for probate to actually be executed. And then two, it's expensive. As you would expect, it's not a thing that, the state of California is doing just because they're so nice. You have to pay a probate fee, and there's a ton of probate fees. So I'll give you an example. Here in California, a probate of around, call it $750,000. And this is your gross estate. So even if you own a home and you still have a mortgage on it, that full home would still be going through probate. So that could cost you anywhere about $50,000 in probate fees for a probate estimated in that amount. So not only is it a long process, it's also going to cost you a lot of money if you don't have an actual, if you don't have a trust in place.